Folks, it's Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, and we are having another one of our little Beachside chats, only this time we're doing it across. I'm at the beach, obviously, but I've got one of my good friends, somebody that I have learned not just to trust over the last year, but somebody that I have learned to respect, because not only do they stand for what they say, they actually do more due diligence than most people do when they're looking at companies, when they're trying to see what's best for their team. And I happen to be on the phone today with Matt Mason. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Troy. Thank you.
Oh, it's good to talk to you. We teamed up about a year ago because you were deciding, after just some struggles with the industry itself, not you personally or your beautiful wife, but you just decided it's time to step back. It's time to step away. And over the last few months, you and I have knocked on elbows at different places, and we've had some great meals with some great people. But you were just biding your time. And 3 weeks ago, you gave me a buzz and said, "Buddy, I think I found a new home." And we decided we'd get on the phone call and let you kind of share about your experience in the last year and where you've landed. So, how you been doing, man?
I'm good, Troy. It's been a tough year, When I got walked out of the corporate doors in the end of 2007, beginning of 2008, I didn't think I'd ever go back there, but I had to go back to work, and it was a great perspective, though, because you kind of forget the freedom, you forget, some of the things that are so fantastic about this industry, and so it's great, and honestly, there was a point where I didn't think we would ever have this discussion because I didn't think I would find what I was looking for. Honestly, Troy, it was depressing. I honestly started questioning myself, questioning what's wrong with my judgment. How come I don't see what these people see? I would get excited. People would contact me about all these companies, and I think we wrote it down, Ann and I, and it was 20 companies. 20.
Wow.
I thought off the top it might be 5, but it was 20 that we wrote down. And, they all have some great points about them, some really great points. But when you go down, and you're looking at the products, and you look at the company, you look at the leadership, you look at the comp plan, you look at the timing. For me, I couldn't find a check mark on every one of those things. So you start wondering, and people say, Matt, you're just looking for something negative. I wasn't. Troy, I can assure you I was wanting something positive. A brief story, my 14-year-old came to me not long ago, and she was crying because we've, financially went backwards. And she came to me and she says, Dad, when's it going to change? And she started crying. And, it was an emotional thing. I had to go for a drive, and I came back, and I came to her, and I said, Hunter, her name is Hunter, and I said, I could have fixed this financial problem last year. I could fix it anytime I want. There's people that'll pay us to come to their company. There's people that'll put us in the most advantageous position in their company that I didn't really deserve and would fix this. But to do that, I would have to go against our values and our morals and our integrity. And so I chose for us to be like this, and I'm sorry that we're struggling, but, we got to do it this way. And so when I found what I found, she's nervous, of course, but I'm thrilled that we waited, Troy.
Well, and I don't know, anybody that would think that you were negative, I think just doesn't understand where your heart and where your passion is, and I had enough phone calls with you privately besides what we did publicly to know that you rely on not just your own internal thought process. You don't just rely on Anna, but you guys got a heavy faith that you do a lot of praying, a lot of soul seeking before you make a decision on anything. And that's why when you called and started talking about the secret that we're gonna let people in on, it got me excited because I started going over and looking at the company you're with. I'd heard a little bit from people, but really hadn't dug into it. And the more I dug into it, especially the family behind this and the people that were amazing. I mean, the more I dug into their story alone and realized that, okay, they didn't launch a network marketing division because they had to. They launched it because they really did want to be part of a culture that could change the lives of individuals, and not just not just with talk. And you and I both know there's lots of companies that will talk about changing people's lives, but this company has actually changed the lives of people inside their company, not just in the field. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they're, 13, 14 years old now?
Yes.
Okay, so that isn't just a, here we are today, gone tomorrow. These are people that have really made a difference. And I want you to share, why Seacret? What is it that drew you to this company so that people can understand the due diligence that you went into to find what you wanted?
Okay, that's a good question, Troy. And there's a thing that came up in my head that I kind of say a lot of times, and it seems that where I don't match up with a lot of marketers, and I call them marketers because now that's what I've realized a lot of people in this industry are. We are network marketers. Yep. But I think a lot of people look at it like this. Can I sell this? Can I do this? I don't look at it like that, because at the end of the day, I'm sitting in the living room with my family, with somebody else's families, their cousins, people that are never going to make a dime. All they're going to get is the product, right? So sure. There's two things. I don't ask, can I do this? I ask, should I be doing this? Should I be presenting this to these people? Should they be spending money on it? This thing in my brother's keeper, I feel like that sometimes. I feel like if I've done the research, if I'm the person promoting it, I better good and well know that this is a great value for them, and so that was the key thing for me. I had so many people, Troy, say, Matt, you're way too focused on the product. Gosh, you're too analytical. Jeez and Pete, stop. And I would just get mad. Because I'm like, what do you mean I'm too analytical? Where do you think the big money, because everybody talks about the incomes and the great story, right, of the single mom that gets free and makes millions in this. But where does that money come from? Where does that money come from? It comes from the end line user, from the consumer. Who are these consumers? Well, they're not off of television. These are people that buy because they love and trust us. That's a big, big, big responsibility. Big, Troy. I mean, I don't look at it lightly and go, oh, well, some like it, some don't, whatever. I don't look at it like that. To me, I wanted real value, and this is how I came here. I thought, here's where real value you can tell. Retail. Because it's so competitive out there in retail that if somebody is buying a product retail, they probably see the value in it because they have so many options. Here's what I found in network marketing, that the number one way to get paid in most of the companies I look at is retail sales. Right. But I laugh, Troy. The products are so expensive for the distributor. How in the world are we supposed to sell it to our family members for more? I mean, seriously? So, that's the read. I read what the critics say. You got to know what the opposite side is saying. So they would say, you guys pay for inflated prices, so that you guys can all make money and create. Everybody's doing it because there's a comp plan attached to it. So how in the world was I ever going to get across this bridge for me? And it's a great story how it happened. I was approached by this gentleman on Facebook, which seems to be the new tool of the industry, right?
Oh, yeah,
and for 4 months. And I looked back at the messages, and this guy was persistent, man. I didn't respond back, not because I didn't want to, because there was 100 messages, and he kept wanting to talk to me about this. And when I looked at the product line, Troy, I said, this is not for me. I don't want to do that product line at all. Right. I have no interest in it. Let me fly you out, he says. And this kid's going to pay for it with his own dollar. And I said, I don't want you doing that because you're wasting your money. And he goes, no, I like to waste money. I'm a gambler. I want to gamble. And he goes, Matt, I listened to your interview. I've watched your post. I know what you're looking for. You've got to meet Isaac. And I'm like, you know what? If you want to throw away your money, I love to travel. I like Phoenix, so I'll go. So I came out here, with zero intention, and I looked at a lot of things, and it was impressive at first, but I still wasn't really into it until I sat down with Isaac, who you're going to meet in a second. Mm-hmm. And I shared my story with him, and when he shared his story with me, Troy, I got to tell you, there's been 2 times that I've been moved in this industry emotionally. The rest of the time, just skepticism goes up when I talk to people. And there's some great speakers and great presenters, as you know, in this industry. And I've heard most of them pitch me on their deal. But when he started talking, I knew he was sincere. I knew he was honest. And the story just floored me. And there was times that I had tears coming down because I just resonated with his spirit, and I didn't think this was going to happen. And so what I was looking for, was I got into business because I told you on the last interview, they said we could build a business on honesty and integrity, and the business is supposed to bring great products to our friends, and we're supposed to cut out all the middle guys, and when you cut out all the middle guys, we can bring products to our friends for cheaper, and then we can make the money that would have been spent on some of the other things. And then I wanted to build financial freedom, and then obviously the personal development. But I can't do it. A lot of companies, Troy, I could go build, and I could get the personal development, and I could build financial freedom in it, but when you come down to integrity and delivering products better, they didn't match up. So, I don't want to take too much time on it because I really want to save some time to listen to Isaac share the story. But here's the thing, what floored me. I never would have expected this because I've never heard of it. Since 2005, they've been doing these products retail. No comp plan, no crazy story, no medical breakthrough from the Himalayas or whatever that no one knows. I mean, no craziness, just retail with products that people experienced immediately and bought. Not just a little bit, over $800 million retail sales, Troy, with no comp plan. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness. Because otherwise we will all have to speculate. Would it really tell retail? Would it, and I remember back when I got into the business in my first one, and they said, well, you can't put these products on the shelf because it demands a story to be told. Well, you know what? I have a different perspective on that now because some of those stories, you're right, nobody would ever buy that product without that crazy story that we told everybody. And, Troy, I don't want to turn the call into bashing other things, but the big thing here is integrity.
It is.
You know what? And I told some people the other day, people think integrity means good. It doesn't mean good. It means it is what it is. I could be a crook, Troy, and come to you and go, you know what? I'm a crook. I have integrity. I am what I am. The deeper you dig, you'll find out, sure enough, he's a crook. He's got a record if I said that. So I just wanted it to be real. Like when I see it on the surface, they all look great. And then you go and you read the scientific studies and all this, and if you really read them, just because a company has a scientific study doesn't mean the study was positive. Sometimes they're not. It doesn't mean that the study was valid. It has to be with enough subjects. I mean, there's all kind of things where true scientists sometimes look at this industry and laugh, and they go, "Are you kidding me?" And I came from a pre-med background, and so when I started looking at some of these things, I felt foolish that I couldn't see through these things. So integrity means if you dig deep in the comp plan, it's real. There's some companies that are great companies, but the way that the comp plan is, there's no integrity in it. You see somebody on stage, you have no idea how they got there because their comp plan allows them to create things that aren't really the same. You can move things around and you create a story and, wow, this person, amazing. Well, maybe it's not amazing. You don't know because of the integrity. So I just wanted something where I could believe in the product, I could believe in the leadership, I could believe in the comp plan. I didn't get paid anything to come here, which was a relief. I didn't get a position up higher. I actually had somebody tell me that they wanted me to be the face of their company, Troy, and I said, why? I'm not the biggest networker in the world. Why would you have me? And he said, because first off, you got a beautiful family. You got the model family. He said, and people trust you, and they believe in you, and they believe you have integrity. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell them all that you signed up last year, and we're going to put you in up here at the top, and, and then you're going to be able to build fast. And I'm like, wait a minute.
What? Oh, my God.
So Troy, those things, they got to stop. They got to stop. Yeah. These are people, when I hear a story, when you tell a story and somebody sitting in their living room has a job, right? They're working hard, but they want out. And then you tell them a story, and you don't tell the whole truth, and you tell the story about how so-and-so did something so fast. This person has a false expectation. Troy, I watch them walk away from their job sometime when thinking that if that guy did it that fast, then I can do it that fast. But you can't do what that guy did because you don't understand what he did. So that's what I mean, integrity in the comp plan. And then timing. You know, you hear so many people say, oh, we're breaking this level and this level. But you know what? Some of those people, I know those people personally, they did not break a pin. They got people left. They moved the legs underneath them. It looks like great timing, but it's not great timing. So when I found this, Troy, and I'm glad that part of the conversation's over because it's dirty and it feels nasty and I don't want to talk about it. But when I came over here and I saw all this, I was just floored. And here's the last thing, and then I would love for Isaac to be able to talk. When I called my mom's always been my first customer, you know, call my mom and, hey, Mom, I need you to support me. And I called her and I said, Mom, I made a choice. Now, Troy, she's wanted me out of this industry. So she's the biggest critic in the world, but she's my mom and she loves me, and so she buys it. First it was $250 a month for a juice, you know, and she did it because she loved me. Then it was, you know, a couple $100 for, you know, a transformation kit in another company, and because she loves me and all this, you know. So this time she goes, how much is it? I said, I need you to support me, Mom. I've made my choice. She goes, how much is it? And I said, $50. And she goes, $50? Really? And I said, she goes, well, what's the product? I said, well, Mom, I said, you need to go online because you can get more than one product for this. And she goes, really? So I took her online and showed her the product. She goes, Matt, I know these products. I buy these. She goes, I love these products. Oh, give me this here, give me this product, and give me this product. So she gets the products, and I call her, and it's always, you know, my mom's just straightforward about it. If she don't think it's worth anything, she's going to tell you, but she'll keep buying it to support me. She said, Matt, these products are awesome. My sister that works in Vegas, she calls me up. She's an executive for Fox Television. She said, Mom told me you were doing that company with the Dead Sea stuff. And she goes, I love those products. Can I do the thing? Because, you know, the preferred customer saves 40%. That's another thing, Troy. Retail price, we're not selling at the prices they've been selling retail. We're getting it for 60% less. Our customers are getting it like around 40% if they're a preferred customer. So my sister said, I want to sign up on that. She goes, let me call my friend Shay. She just spent $300 at the kiosk on some of these anti-aging products, and so she'll do it. So she called me back. Then my mom, who's wanted me to stay away from my little sister from network marketing because, you know, she's got a job and all this, she says, Matt, you need to call Randa. She's so miserable in her job. And she goes, and I'm like, I'm going, is this really happening in my family? And my mom said, Matt, these are real. These are real products. I mean, these are priced. This is real. This isn't like overpriced things you're trying to convince us, you know, has some miracle breakthrough. And so just by that response, Troy, it feels great. It feels great. And, you know, I'd love, you know, for me to shut up now because, you know, I'm not the best speaker in the world. I'm not like these other guys that are all polished with, hey, Troy, let me give you 6 reasons and go to, I'm all over the place. I just, you know, I want to help people. I want financial freedom for my family, but I don't want to do it at the expense of other people. And I found somebody that, you know, that I resonated really, really well with, and he is the owner, founder of Seacret, Dead Sea Mineral Products. His name is Isaac Ben Shabbat. And so with your permission, I'd love to introduce him and have him tell his story real quick.
Please, please. This would be an honor, man.
Hey, guys. How are you? Hey, Matt. And hello, Troy. Thank you so much for having me on the call today.
Oh, thanks for being here, Isaac. This is both a blessing and really a pleasure because I know Matt is just, I mean, he didn't even talk about the products when we first called. He just said, Troy, I found somebody who walks his walk. And Isaac, I'd love for you to share with the listeners your story behind your company and how you got to this point.
Sure. I would love that. You know, first of all, I know that sometimes people give me a lot of credit, but I think that we are very fortunate and lucky, fortunate, and blessed to have good people in our life that helped us build this community that now they're part of. And our story is pretty unique. It's kind of the entire organization was created by an accident that happened to me with my brother, which is pretty funny how we got into it. But based on my broken English, you probably understand I'm not from here. Actually, I grew up in Israel, and I was there until the age of 25. As you probably know, Israel is in the Middle East, and there is a lot of issues over there nowadays. So we all have to go to the military. We serve in the military for 3 years. And what happens to us after the military, and think about if we're comparing cultures. Here people go to high school like us, but then after high school you go to college. And we can't go anywhere else but the military. Of course, we do it with love and passion. It's mandatory, but we call it volunteer, so the government doesn't have to pay us. And it's funny because we feel like we're volunteering. You protect your family. 20 minutes away from home drive, you can feel and hear the noise of war because It's so close to you. So you know that if you're not going to do it, nobody else will do it. So what happened during this military service is that we don't make money. Of course, the government doesn't pay us. Our parents support us. So right after the military, they come to us and say, okay, just go and do something with yourself. For 3 years, you fight for your life, but it's not enough. Now you have to go out, work, save some money, and start your life like anybody else. Maybe pay for college or open a business or plug into the system. So for us, most of the Israelis, they're looking for temporary job. And I'm telling you all of that because it's kind of what created our movement over here in the U.S. My brother was one of these young Israelis looking for temporary job, and he wanted to save enough money to become a doctor and save, of course, for medical school. So he decided to work on a temporary job that's going to give him enough money to save, and he was embarrassed to do it in Israel. Those temporary jobs, something that people don't want to do. So he found out about some friends that selling ice cream on an ice cream trucks in Houston. So he got excited about it. He said, okay, I can save money. Nobody will see me. Nobody knows me in the streets of Houston. I can just work on an ice cream truck and save enough and come and pay for my medical school. So he was going over there, working over there. You know how it is, and I'm sure that everybody that listens to this call can resonate to it. When you own your life, when you decide for yourself, when you wake up, how hard you work, and how do you manage your life, it changes everything for you. Most people think that they would quit doing a job under the system and they will do something else only if it makes them more money. But it's the other way around. People would rather they rather own their life and decide for themselves, even make less money than that, the one they would do outside. But they have good feeling about what they do. And what's happening is that they work harder, and they spend more hours on their work, and they not maybe make more money, but they're happy about it. So he was very happy. He decided to stay more than 6 months, and then he just from 6 months to 1 year, 1 year to 3 years. And my brother is in the U.S. I'm in the military. I was there for 7 years. I was really happy with what I was doing, and I was there. I signed for 5 more years in the military, and I decided to come and visit my brother. Now, it was funny because my brother would call me every Friday and convince me to come and join his business over here in the U.S. He felt that me and him should work together because as kids we used to fight a lot. And my father would always tell us, one day if you work together, I'll give you everything that I have. Just make me proud. We are 6 brothers and sisters, and we are the oldest one. And I just took a vacation. I came to visit him, but I didn't say anything. He thought that I came to work in the U.S. with him together. And when I landed in Texas, in Houston, he told me, Isaac, I'm so sorry to do it to you. One of my drivers is sick, so I have to send you to work on an ice cream truck tonight in Corpus Christi. And I'm just thinking about it. It was my first vacation since I was 18. And I have 4 weeks for vacation, but I'm not going to spend on an ice cream truck, so I have to deal with it. I knew that I had to tell my brother, no, I'm not here to work with you. I'm just here to visit you. But I couldn't disappoint him, so I said, okay, a few days I'll work for him, and then I'll come back and spend some time before I go back to the military. And then everything happened, Troy, because when I was there working on an ice cream truck in Corpus Christi, just counting the days so I can go back and spend some time with my brother, he called my dad. And he said, Dad, you remember that you promised me and Isaac that one day if you work together, you'll give us everything that we have. I don't have enough money in the ice cream truck business, and Isaac just joined me, so send us some money to support us. My dad that got very excited, and he was waiting for the opportunity to bring the family together. He sold their house. He sold all the assets that they have in Israel. He took my mom and my brothers and sisters, and when just all the money that they saved all their life is sent to us to the U.S. He bought their flight ticket, and then when I came back from Corpus Christi, I found out that my entire family is here to be part of the family business, which we didn't have any family business, and I was supposed to go back to Israel. And basically that's how everything started. And at that point, we knew that we have to do something. And just one more thing, just to explain what was the shaping moment and the shaping element of our DNA, of this group DNA, is when I came back, I knew that this is it. I have to cut my ties with the military, stay over here and help my family to really gain some kind of financial position, especially after what they've gone through. And my entire family assets, all of them, including the house, was only $60,000. So we're not talking about a lot of money. How long can you sustain a family of 8 people for $60,000 with an ice cream truck business that doesn't generate much? So I knew that I have to take responsibility. And, I meet many people now in our community, and they ask me, okay, how do I build my business? What do I do? Who should I talk? And I had nobody to talk to. I was foreigner over here. I was barely speaking the language. Nobody would work for a broke immigrant, especially with this type of economy. So I knew that the only way that I can create success or save my family, for me, that was the purpose, was just to call my friends, but not just to call them and sell them some dream or hope. I just called them. I was crying on the phone, and I was begging them to help me. I said, listen, my family is about to lose everything that we have. I'm your friend. I will do everything for you. I need your help. If you can just, come for a few months over here, leave everything that you do behind and just help me, because I really need it. I promise you I'll do the same for you. And we've been very fortunate. That's what I said at the beginning of the call. We've been very fortunate to have 20 of our best friends, 20 young Israelis, friends of ours, that paid for their own flights because we didn't have the money to pay them, and came over here with no question asked, not even what are you about to do. Just came over here and said, okay, we will help you, because they knew that one day we will do the same for them. I'm sure that you and the listeners on this call have many friends that will do it for them, but nobody wants to ask them to do it. You don't want to have your friend go out of his comfort zone to help you, and you don't want to ask them to do something and they might say no, and then you lose the friend, right? So we've been very blessed and fortunate. With these 20 friends, we look for opportunities. We said we have to leverage on it because we have only three to 4 months. One of them was a doctor. We had a lawyer that came over. They stopped everything they're doing in Israel. They just came to help us. They not were looking for an opportunity. So we knew that we have limited time with them. And we heard about this industry was just evolving, the kiosks in shopping centers. And that's how everything started. With these 20 friends, we opened 20 locations in Texas. We created enough wealth and success that we sold over $4 million in 4 months of work, selling toys in Christmas. Wow. And we, it's amazing when you have success, especially in this level of success, from $60,000, that's your entire asset, to make over $4 million in sales. The profits was around 2.7 in profit. We gave our friends around 1.7 million because they were helping us. We retained 1 million for the family. So basically, we gave every member of this community was just evolving an equal share of the profits, understanding and knowing that this is not because of us. And what's unique about it, and this also was what shaped the leadership of this organization. When you have your friends come from the other side of the world, and they come over here to help you, they're not your employees. They're not working for you. They're doing for you the biggest favor that somebody ever done for me in my life. So we knew that we serve them. They are not working for us. So they would work every day on the kiosk. They would do everything they can to save my family. And I would take them to work every morning, go back, clean their apartments, go to my mom's house. We would make sandwiches for them, take it to work, and then go back home and just make sure that I help them. I clean the kiosk after they work over there. We were a serving team, and there is no other way to handle it. You have to make your friends happy that they're helping you. What we never thought would happen, which that's what created this amazing company, is that 10 of them were so happy to be in this environment that they stayed. They didn't go back to Israel. But all of my friends start calling their friends from Israel or their friends all over the world, say, guys, if you're looking for an opportunity, this is home, this is family. We are part of the business. The owner's not making more money than us. We're making the same amount of money. We all share the wealth, and we're doing it together. And the owners, they make sandwiches for us every day. That's the way that they saw it. And for them, it was their business as much as it's ours. And it was their business. It is their business. And what happened is that in January of 2001, we needed to destroy 120 Israelis showed up. We didn't even have a clue that they're going to come over here. They just showed up in Texas saying, okay, we want to be part of it. And at that point, from an opportunity, we decided to make it a live project. And then we said, let's bring something viable to the market. We come from Israel. Of course, the Dead Sea for us is the essence of life over there. It's the lowest point on earth. unique minerals. 12 of those minerals can't be found anywhere else in the world. Of course, there are the stories about health and beauty and skin health, and the Cleopatra and King Solomon is going 5,000 years old story, and it works. We know it, we use it, we feel it. All of us have personal stories of people in our families or life that use those products. We said we can bring those unique products into the U.S. and help many people not only enjoy good quality products, also help them with health situation. And it's unique for us. We knew that we do in kiosk, and we can bring something that we can just create some unique element in the industry, because nobody in the world was selling skincare in kiosk. And it's funny because when we called the biggest company in Israel and we asked them to sell their products of Dead Sea products, they laughed at us and said, "You guys will never be successful." They said, "No, we're not going to sell your products because nobody's selling skincare in kiosk." And it's funny because 3 years after, we become bigger than them. Of course, we are the biggest Dead Sea skincare company in the world now. So through that opportunity, we start building our business. And by 2004, we sold other products, and we felt that there is something else that is needed. It's a very unique environment to be in a retail establishment like a kiosk. You have no advertising, no marketing, no branding. You have the interaction with the client, which is pretty similar to network marketing, but the difference is that this market is not really warm market or cold, it's freezing market, because customers usually in the mall, they don't want to hear from you. They see all these kiosks and say, okay, no thank you, and they're not really open for that. So we knew that we have to bring something unique, that except for investing in our community, which we kept on investing over and over and over and develop them into becoming managers and partners, we have to invest in the product, because the product is our front line. We have no opportunity to offer in those kiosks. We can't just say, oh, buy the product because you can make money. We knew that for us, bringing a unique product that is demonstrable, that have the immediate impact, that can show results to the consumer, that give you maybe 1 or 2 minutes of their time to see if they believe in your product, and after they see it, they buy it, and we knew that we have to bring it. And this is what was the promise behind Seacret. And of course, we invested all of the community assets into creating Seacret. Just so you know, from $60,000 by 2004, $40 million a year of sales, and it's all because of our community. And what's unique about it, Roy, that we never changed the way that we did business since day one. The same compensation plan, the same servanthood mentality. Until today, you go and see some of those managers in the kiosk. Guess what they're doing every day? They take their friends to work. They go back, they clean their apartments. They make sandwiches for them every day, still today. And they ask me, Isaac, why do you have to do it? You have to do it because you don't understand how it makes your friends feel when they work on the kiosk, when you make sandwiches for them, when you clean their apartment. It doesn't matter if we make millions and we can afford paying for somebody else to do it. You have to do it because that's what made us who we are. That's what we are going to do. We're not going to duplicate this concept and do like the other corporation and make it under the corporate umbrella. We are family business. We will stay family business. And people look at us and say it's not going to work. But it did work. 900 locations, 40 countries, over $100 million of our products are being sold every year. We had great success, so much success that L'Oreal, the biggest manufacturer in the world of skincare, $26 billion giant, has decided for the first...
Matt?
I think we lost him real quick there.
We did, but that was great. And when he gets back on, we'll get him back on here in a second. This is an amazing story to me.
I told you.
This is, there's a lot of crazy people in the world, but somebody that takes care of family and takes care of friends and people who have gained so much respect that they're willing to travel thousands of miles just to help. I've never heard a story like that before at all.
See, Troy, when he was telling me this story, I couldn't understand why. I think he's back on, so I'll finish this and then let Isaac continue. I couldn't understand why network marketing then, and he's going to get to that in a minute. But whenever I heard this story, Troy, this is when I started getting emotional, because this is what people told me network marketing was about, helping other people get what they want. I mean, this was the culture that I was sold on, but I wasn't really seeing in the industry. So Isaac's back online with us, so I'm going to let Isaac continue with the story, though.
Yeah, I apologize. I just got dropped, but thank you for getting me back. So I was just telling you about L'Oreal and how proud we were that the biggest manufacturer in the world decided to take Seacret and manufacture our products without having even 1% of ownership in the company, doing it for the first time of the history of L'Oreal, sharing with us over 17 years of research and professional research that they've done of the Dead Sea and its minerals. And, of course, together the biggest Dead Sea skincare company with the biggest manufacturer in the world, we managed to bring the most advanced and unique products, skincare products overall, not only Dead Sea skincare products, to the market. Now, when L'Oreal took over, we knew that there is something big now. We're ready for the next phase of our community. Being over 900 locations, over $100 million a year of our products are being sold. We know that if we can feed 600 families with these revenues, how many can we do with $1 billion a year? Maybe even $2 billion. Maybe we should just have a mission statement, a vision that is actually will take everything that we've built for those 12 years and can bring it into fruition to something bigger. Sometimes when you make $5,000 a month, you say, maybe I can do $10,000. And it's really hard because you have to push harder and find opportunities. And when you make $1 million, it's easier to make $10 million a year than between 5 to 10. And when you think big, when you see the big numbers, you know that when you understand it and the community can drive it, you can go all the way and achieve every dream that you have. And the dream was, how can we create impact in this world? By having the first wealthy community that grow together, evolve together, and become wealthier together by just keeping the same DNA that made us who we are from the beginning. And network marketing actually wasn't the option when L'Oreal came into the game. We actually thought that we will have better results into the retail arena and environment. The reason why we were looking at network marketing is because of a 19-year-old girl that came over here and came into our office and convinced us and really scream at us and say, you guys don't understand what you have. You had to build your products to be so real and result-oriented that in this industry that where I'm coming from and she was coming from, network marketing, nobody's doing it. And we would never look at it because like everybody else, we heard the rumors about network marketing and the perception and the pyramid schemes and he said, she said, and all these stories that if you don't have the time to research into this industry, you don't see the good side of it. You see only the bad side, unfortunately, because there are amazing elements of this industry that I'm just discovering as we're building our company into it. But I didn't want to listen. I was so against it. I said, no way. We're not listening to it. We're working with the biggest manufacturer in the world, and we're about to open 500 stores worldwide, and I wasn't open to it. But she got my attention and started thinking about it. And I started researching the industry. And I asked myself the question, why network marketing? What's unique about this industry? And what I found about this industry is that this is the only way that you can really, you're able to deliver the consumer a good quality product and save the money because you don't use all the money for advertising and branding. And you create a trust by just using network of people that enjoy the product, believe in it first, and then share it with their friends and family and create a distribution footprint to be able to enjoy such unique products. So what's wrong with it? How can you go wrong if it's so unique, if it's so simple and true to especially with the age that we're living in? And then I start seeing that it's not really being practiced this way all over the industry. Some of those companies out there, they're selling products that are more expensive than what you can find outside. They don't care about their product. They're selling the hype, they sell the opportunity, and maybe some of those products are valid, but they don't focus on the product. They focus on the opportunity because it's easier to deal with hope than deal with the valid structure of delivering products. So we say, okay, we're not like that. We can do it better, and there are good companies out there. We can be part of the companies that make this industry valid and make it look good. And the thing that got my attention is understanding that the world around us is changing. We are consuming reality. We look at reality TV because we want to see people like us becoming successful. We communicate better. We have the tools. We have the social movement that's happening out there. We need to get the validation, the feedback from our environment for whatever we consume, whatever we do, how we live our life. We go to a restaurant, we take a picture today, and we post on Facebook, and our friends ask us if you like it, and we say yes. They go to the same restaurant. The consumption habits are changing. And we saw it. We couldn't stay aside and say, oh, no, we're going to go the retail channel, the mainstream old-fashioned retail channel. And we did it. We did our due diligence. And it's very important to understand that you don't just change the way you do business overnight, especially not when You have a community business for over 13 years, and 600 families depend on it. It's not families that I don't know. Those are my friends. Those are people that made me who I am right now. They help us become what we are right now. And we took our time. We investigated into anything and everything that we can look at. So the first question we ask ourselves is, can we fulfill the promise of the industry? Can we deliver a product that people like and need and use on a monthly basis for less than the price of the retail outside? And when we looked at the outcome of this research, we were able to discount our price by 50 to 60% on a price that people would buy right now without the opportunity. And what's amazing about it is we were able to share even more with our community. If we paid around 35 to 40% commission before, now we're paying 60 to 65% commission of the products that we're selling. This is amazing, and we never knew that there is ability to do it. So for us, it was both ends. We can fulfill the promise of the industry, share the wealth with our community, bring unique products that nobody else have. It's Dead Sea products nobody's doing in network marketing. It's high quality products that have to compete with the best skincare line out there, because otherwise we would never survive. For over $850 million that we sold for the last 7 years, and then we deliver it through a network to people that can really enjoy the products, share it with their friends, and create wealth and financial independence for themselves. That got us really excited, and after over almost a year of research, we've decided to go into this industry. It wasn't easy. It was very challenging, but we stuck to the plan, and we made sure that we're building it slowly with good people, with leaders that are able and willing to adjust and do it the right way, because we have only one chance to make it work. And for leaders that are on the call, or for people that watch this industry, you have many opportunities out there. There are many good companies and maybe less out there, and you have opportunities to make money. For me, for my friends, from this community, that's the only thing that we ever done in our life. We have nothing else but that. I know that it sounds maybe a bit weird, but I would die protect this community. We're doing everything we can to do it right, because that's everything that we have, and we have no intentions to God forbid, let short-term greed or short-term sight to jeopardize the longevity and the future of not only of our kids, their kids, that will be able to enjoy this opportunity. So I'm sorry for taking so much of your time, but I was really excited to share it with you today, Troy.
I think you need to get a little excited about all this. I tell you, that is amazing. And Isaac, when the phone dropped, I was telling Matt, I have never in my life heard a CEO share such an amazing story of believing in family and friends and walking the walk, and to see that this generated from your dad saying, hey, if y'all work together, I'm going to support you, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be in, and watching this go from a handful of families to over 600 families, and now watching you open this up. This is an inspiration. This is more than just a company. This sounds like a movement that you guys have created.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you. And I wish that we were able to share more today on the call, but I'm sure that for the people that decide to not only to be part of this industry, I'm not just saying, okay, if you do it, you have to do Seacret. This industry is beautiful. This industry has some amazing elements into it that really ties into the movement that we're going through. I think there is a way to do it the right way, and for us, we want to make sure that not only we're doing it right, that other companies in the industry are doing it, because we're part of it now. I'm a proud networker. I never thought that I'm going to say it when I was young because of what I thought, but I'm very proud to be part of this industry, and I have no intentions to give it away. I'm going to fight for it.
Well, and I can see that. And, I did, in doing the due diligence as I prepared for today's call, I'd listen to Matt, and I've seen other people say, oh, this is a great company, and these are great people. But as I went out and did the due diligence and saw what the retail prices were prior to your network marketing launch, and seeing what you're charging today, it was so just refreshing to see that the prices really haven't gone up. You're not overcharging people in the network marketing arm for this, and the fact that people can join as a distributor, as a preferred customer, they can benefit, because as I've studied the science, and I've studied a lot about the Dead Seas, and looking at the minerals and stuff coming from there, and knowing that you've got a product people can use, folks, I got to tell you, I have never used one of Seacret's products, but I can tell you this, I know enough about the Dead Sea minerals to tell you this is huge. And for you to be able to afford these products, not have to go to Israel to get them, that in and of itself for women and men can be a benefit. And I'm glad to see that you guys are putting that to work right there. Matt, let me ask you, I mean, you've been around the block. The leadership looks phenomenal. The products are, second to none. But obviously there will be some people that are saying, okay, but let's talk about the money. Where does Seacret stand when it comes to a compensation plan? Is it a good compensation plan? Is it something that's reasonable for both the company and the distributor?
You know what, Troy? I think the compensation plan is great, but I'm not one of the people that gets in and says, this is the best one in the world, all the rest of them, stay away from them and all that. First of all, Troy, I haven't looked at every company in the world's compensation plan. Mm-hmm. I don't like to say crazy things like that I hear. And when people say that to me, it always raises a big flag. The compensation plan is a binary. And, people obviously, a good friend of mine that was vice president of a company, and we were talking about comp plans, and he said, Matt, you know which one's the best? And I said, which one? He said, depends on which conference you're attending. And I said, okay. And so, I think they all have strengths and weaknesses and all. I love this one because I love the fact of only having to focus on two legs, and that when my friends get in, let's say I put in 10 friends, and I want to help them all, but I can't be with all 10 of them all the time. In a binary, I know as I'm sponsoring more people down that outside leg there, I'm helping them. And so, and when you combine it with the unilevel and the check match of having to develop, to find the people that want to build a business, now I have a very big incentive. I mean, there's more money in check match. I learned back, from some great networkers, if you help other people make money, so, I mean, it's just amazing, Troy. And when you look at where we are, the amount of people that are in the company, I think customers, and Isaac can correct me if I'm wrong, customers and distributors, it's around 25,000. Is that correct, Isaac?
Yes, that's basically what we have, yes.
Yeah, correct. And then you look at the incomes that are being produced and the winners. Here's, speaking of the comp plan, Troy, I'm going to hit on one thing here. You know that most big builders can go make money in any comp plan, right? Absolutely. Anyone. But here's the deal. The lady and the girls, and I say ladies, guys too, but, I see a lot of moms that, just want to get out of the house and they want their own thing. They don't feel like they contribute financially. They'd just like to go make, a couple $100 a week, have their own spending money, get out and do something. And I see them get into these companies a lot of times to do it, and they just can't do that unless they know how to recruit. Because, again, you can't retail those products. I mean, even though that's what people say, the first way, hey, we're going to let you make a couple $1,000 here by retailing it, and, and then you look at the price of it, and you're embarrassed at retail. You say, hey, you tell your friends, get in as a distributor because you're going to get so much cheaper. Well, this is the deal here. Imagine this. We'll call her Mary. Mary gets in the business. She doesn't know all the skills. She doesn't know how to properly invite. She doesn't know the personal development things, but she just wants to make a couple extra $100 a week. $500 to $1,000 a month would totally change her life. And she gets in. She doesn't know how to do a great presentation. She's not, maybe overly passionate. But the way that they develop these products, we were talking about it today, so that they would give instant results. She can invite her friends over to a house they were called spa parties, but now they're called wow parties. And I know why, because everybody's sitting there when they demo the products, they all go, wow. That's crazy. Look at my hands. Last night we did. I did this peeling thing where you put this peeling gel and it removes the dead skin. I couldn't believe all the dead skin and how my arm looked afterwards. Anybody. So Mary brings her friends over. They're having a good time. They sit down, and she demos the products on them, and her friends see these results. Now, a lot of them are going to be just like the friends that I've shared it with in family. They're going to go, I know those products. They're at the mall. And you go, listen, you can buy them retail right here, the same prices at the mall. But I can help you save 40% right now off of what you would spend at the mall. Now, who's not going to be excited about that? Because the value, let me just flip it around. So maybe if I was selling Apple, right? I like iPhones, and you invite me over to the house and tell me iPhone is going to do you do it through direct sales now. And if I come to your house and you show me an Apple iPhone and you tell me, you can go to the store and buy it for $500 without a 2-year contract, but I can save you 40% right here. My goodness, now if you could really do that, Troy, wouldn't you call every single one of your friends that have a desire to have an iPhone to tell them? Wouldn't you do that?
Absolutely.
Because it's a no-brainer. Why? Because it has real value. Real, without a story, without craziness, it has real value. So when you talk about comp plans, it starts with that first person that's new into the business. Can we help make them some money? And once they make some money, Troy, without having to necessarily recruit. He showed me the customer acquisition the other day, Isaac did. I was floored. I've never seen it. And I just came from a company over a year ago that had great customer acquisition.
Sure.
But this one blew me away, because you got people like my mom and my sisters and all that love the products. I've never seen products. Now, I'm sure the companies are out there where you could get 3 products for $50. I'm used to minimum or maximum 1 product for $50. So when you talk about that comp plan, Troy, it starts with me, with the brand new person sitting there getting started. Can they do this? And if they can sit there and demo on their friends, which anybody can go through that, and their friends have an experience, a wow experience, purchase the product. Now Mary's excited. She's having success. She will plug in now and go through the process to help her learn to build a bigger income, all the other skills that you do need to learn in the business. So for me, and I don't want to get into the numbers, but, I have some friends that have only been in about a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, and, are already at 6 figures a month. That's nuts. Wow. That's crazy.
But something that you shared here, though, Matt, and I think this is, I really want to drive this home for people. 2 things. One, it doesn't matter what the comp plan is. If you work a comp plan, if it's got good leadership, if it's got good products, you're going to make money. It's that plain and simple. But the second thing that you really have shown here, and as I'm analyzing this from the 30,000-foot view, because I'm the outsider on this call, a person doesn't even have to understand this comp plan. They could literally, if they just have what you guys call a wow party, and they're sharing about the products and how the products can help them, and they can show people, hey, you know what, I can get you a discount off the retail price. Right now, with the way the economy is and the way that men and women want to make sure that they're being good stewards of their money, I can see where product sales would be freaking going through the roof, man, on this thing, and people wouldn't even realize how they're building their business, but yet they'd be making money.
That's exactly right, Troy. That's exactly right, because when you take money out of people's out of their pockets, I just want them to get a great value. There are some products that have really good ingredients, but the value, I just can't do it sometimes. I just can't do it. And with this here, with the results that I'm seeing with people, how excited they are, with Isaac at the helm. What Isaac didn't mention in there was that L'Oreal wanted to buy the company, but it's Isaac's family. Today I went to the warehouse, and Troy, you got to see this thing. It's massive. It's my jaw just drops. It is massive because, they're shipping all over, $100 million in sales a year without this network marketing thing. And who runs the place and doesn't take a dime is his dad. Doesn't take a dime.
Unbelievable. Oh, wow.
And you should hear I won't tell you the story because I know we need to keep it short, but how it's just amazing. He introduced me to the people out there that were packing the boxes, and he said, this is, would tell me their name and then tell me this is their sister and that's their brother over there. And, we're all about family here. We want to help, And he told me one young boy there, he said, he was sitting at home. His family works here, but he was sitting at home and just watching TV and not motivated, not doing anything. And I told him, come with me, come work with me. I'm going to show you how to what did he say? To develop yourself and to become excellent. That's what he said, to become excellent. And this boy was working his tail off over there, loading boxes and all this. And, when Isaac's dad starts talking, we started talking about family and all, and his eyes water up. He gets very, very emotional. He met my wife, Ann, and he met my kids. And I just said, it all starts right there. The bottom line is this. If your heart, if you have the love in your heart for other people, all of the rest comes together, because you won't overcharge your friends. You won't spread things that aren't true if you truly have that love deep in your heart. And that's what I found, Troy. These guys, our hearts, we resonated together. They look at things the way that I look at things, through the heart, and that comes first, to love people first. And the rest of it, it's been, like I told you when we started the call, before we started this, the more deeper I dig, the more excited I get, Troy.
I can see that, buddy. How can people get a hold of you if they want to learn more about you personally or more about Seacret?
Well, the easiest way nowadays is Facebook. It just seems to be the easiest way to do it, Matt Mason, you can look me up on there. You can email me at diamondteam, DIAMONDTEAM @mac.com. And you can call me or text me, 407-739-9628. And I'll be happy to help everybody and, that wants to look further into it. And, Troy, what I hope at the end of the day, though, is that we build a great company that makes other owners, the other companies in the industry held to a higher standard. And when people are held to a higher standard and the distributors say, we're not going to do that anymore, no, I need money, but I don't need it that bad, then guess what? They'll rise to the occasion and create better companies.
They will, and I am seeing more and more CEOs as I've traveled the country this year who have said, basically, we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to do what's right. We're going to self-police this wonderful profession, and I believe 2013 is a purification and a clarification on what true direct selling network marketing is about, what companies will be able to do to support both the distributor and the end user with quality products, quality opportunities, and it truly does look like Seacret is that company. And Isaac, as we close out the call, I would, any other parting words that you would like to share with people before we close for the day?
I wanted to say again that we're very excited to be part of this profession, as you said it, because it is a profession. It's more than just a name or a perception about it. It's a profession that we have to be better and do it the right way. We're here very happy to be part of it. And if anybody is in Phoenix and they want to come and visit us and be part of our family Friday night dinner, I would love to see you guys over here and get the opportunity to get people, to get to know them better, and of course give them a view of what our community look like. So Troy, thank you so much for what you do for this industry. I had a chance to do also my own due diligence about you and your activity. I think that what you're doing is phenomenal. We need people like you that watch over this industry, protecting it, because this industry has so much in it, and it's what makes us who we are. And I think that keep on do what you do, because we all need it badly to protect this industry and make it the future of our community. That's for sure.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Folks, there you've heard it. Another really great interview, I think, with Matt. Another phenomenal interview with Isaac, the CEO and founder of Seacret. And folks, remember this: stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.